Hey everyone, this is Monarchy, and today we're going to discuss a little bit about weapons and types of weapons. And so we could move a little forward or another level, maybe a different step, how we see or view things. In cases like in Sega, Activision, two different type of companies, but any company in general can maybe learn from this video. So knowing the base PSO2 and Sega's platform and NGS, they don't know how to use rarity. And I don't know if you guys, Activision, know how to use different types of rarity and how you use different weapons or same weapons that can improve damage, like for this assault rifle, for an example. Damage, fire rate, range, accuracy, coil control, mobility, and handling. The best thing of those modifications is you could modify your weapon and using different attachments and conversion kits as well to make a let's say an AK. I don't know if this is AK, but it's similar. Anyways, I don't know much about weapons as much. I only know certain ones that I like, and out of that, weapon genre, firearms, I don't know much at all. So, but what I do know is certain things. Anyways, going to, let's say this is an AK-47, but you could modify it and using the conversion kit and change how it feels and make it somewhat balanced and complete elemental variety, we could say. So let's take a look of this new conversion kit, and it looks nice. And see, changing your weapon for something else is like an upgrade. And Sega NGS, in this case, they cannot do this. If you have, let me go putting it back. If you have a one weapon series or a weapon type of different class of what kind of class that you're in, like an example, if Activision or COD players don't know, their class so far is Hunter, Ranger, Gunner, Techer, Braver, Forcer, Waker, Slayer, and you kind of get the idea. It's pretty much a RPG open world type of thing that you have roles in, kind of like Lord of the Rings. You have roles, what you need to do, what is your job. But in NGS speaking, or their mentality, you don't have roles. You could create a customization character, but there's a price. There's no roles. You have class that kind of give you a role, but every weapon type could pretty much do the same thing. So let's say caliber 50 cal anybody could use a 50 cal, and this, not the weapon, but the same idea of it, of firepower and mobility. And Activision and Modern Warfare or COD games, you don't get that, but let me back out of that category. Each and every weapon, from assault rifle, battle rifle, SMG, shotgun, LMG, marksman, sniper, and melee, whatever, you play a role. If you want to play defensive, kind of tanky, riot shield is the way to go. But there's a cost of using riot shield. People could use thermal. People could use drill charge and mine, and also claymore, C4, sticky grenade, and I don't know about this. That's where my knowledge of, well, yeah, you have to be very spot on to get someone with a riot shield with a breacher drone, as well as shooting star, throwing knives, and grenades. You have to be on your game and know how to use it. I believe this is another type of thermite. I don't know. Haven't used it yet. To stun the riot shield, shock stick, putting scatter mine, stun grenade, decoy, no, flashbang, because you could get around it, but you had to have a type of equipment, your build, to set it up. In this case, an NGS don't have a build whatsoever. You cannot create your build like an Activision. Your build is pretty much your vest and what attachments that you put on for the vest, and also the upgrade fields, that whatever you use to get an upper hand or an advantage, or you know, whatever it may be. And these are your, you know, your, I don't want to say accessories, but your tools. These three is your tools depending on your vest. So let's say Activision and COD, you could customize a character. That'll be awesome. And picking a gender, making your character how you want it to look, kind of like Division in some shape or format. You pick a gender, you pick your skin, and pretty much bedazzle your character, or you know, make up a character how you want it, but it's slightly limited, which is fine. But it would be, you know, in NGS field and PSO2, your customization of creating a character, it's, you know, god tier, that it's hard to beat. The only one that can come to par in customization is Code Vein. Code Vein is chef's kiss. And if you've seen it, you played it, you know what's up. There's a lot of positives than negatives in Code Vein, but you know, to each their own. Same goes as COD, Division, Destiny, etc., etc. Oh, and also Rainbow Vegas Siege. That I don't want to go into Siege because me personally, I like Rainbow Vegas 2 and Rainbow Vegas 1. That's when I started. I got introduced in shooter games, and those games, those are my high priority type of games, and it's like on top 5. And then after Rainbow Vegas, I got introduced to Call of Duty 4, I believe, or 3. Can't recall. But mostly it's a green cover, so it could pretty much be 4. From there, I went to Black Ops when Eminem made that music video. That was sick. So COD has been doing work, and I have great fond memories. But anyways, we're getting out of the topic. So NGS missing these type of things. The only way I could say NGS has slightly, your vest is pretty much your armor, and these things, well, all 6 is pretty much your augments. So your attachments or modifiers, whatever you want to call it, perks, that's pretty much what NGS has, all this in one, which it doesn't do much for the game. It just makes it downhill to the point that it's too bland, and competitive wise, there really isn't, or a build that you want to create. Because let's say for the vest, they have red, blue, green, yellow, orange. There was purple. I don't know if they're going to introduce a purple vest again. Now there's a white one. I don't know. But anyways, all those vests pretty much is identical. The only thing is your attributes of the armor that gives you a little bit more life, so HP, and PP is pretty much stamina. So how much stamina you have, how much health you have, and that's pretty much it. Nothing else, nothing like you see here in the vest. Each vest has different, they have positive and slightly negative, not as much. And there's effects. If you want to follow to get the bonus of these vests, you could apply it and add it what the message says there. If you don't, then you make somewhat your own gimmicky vest and hope for the best. But yeah, these are pretty much the vests, which some of these are really good and useful. And going back to NGS, not really. So sadly. So going back, in NGS you have your main weapon and sub weapon. Sometimes you put these two that you like or you're using, because the class you could pick two classes, and with those you could fuse it together. So let's say grenade launcher, this, I could fuse it together to make one weapon, but it would be the same weapon, won't be the fusion. It just says the, little icons like you could see here. I have two attachments. Pretty much you're gonna see there, but it's not an attachment. It's just showing the symbol that you weaponize that weapon. So going back to the weapon, you cannot improve or change the weapon or upgrade the weapon in a certain way. That's kind of sucks. Another example before I get into this, Borderlands. In Borderlands, you have your as well as Division, you have your common, non-common, you have your rarity, and you have epic, is it? Yeah, epic is the purple one, and you have your legendary, and then you have I forgot the other tier. Sorry about that, I can't recall, it's been a while. So yeah, you have different type of rarities that can benefit you. I'm not saying uncommon is stronger than, well, in a way, uncommon and legendary, epic, oh, there you go, mythic. The only difference is the journey and the weapon itself, because the weapon itself can be has a different type of ability, or if it has what's it called, elemental ability, which in this Modern Warfare 3 you have weapons that shoot different beams of light and different effects. So that's what I mean by different rarity, and also by sometimes different rarity or a harder rarity, like in Destiny. Legendary weapons like Thunderlord, they are an exception of legendary weapons that almost the same as a submachine gun, but the submachine gun has a backstory to it, and that it shoots lightning bullets. It's like you could pretty much say you're Thor and Gallahorn. You know, those type of weapons are really hard to come by and hard to get. So with that in mind, anything else will be, you know, epic and all the way down. That some legendary items, right, or weapons that doesn't have that that simia that gives it that oomph, that everything is this kind of slightly the same, but there is those weapons that's like, whoa, if you get what I mean. That it's the same, um, from the same category, but it's very different how it works, how it functions, how it feels, how it sounds, how godly it is, or OP it might be, like Icebreaker. You know, things like that. There are gonna be 100 different types of snipers. There's 100 different types of machine guns or Gatling guns, but there's one of a kind that's hard to get, and you have to work your butt off to get, like Gallahorn or Thunderlord. That's for an example for you guys get the idea what I'm trying to make here. So, how can you improve a weapon, right? Because you have default weapon that, you know, this weapon, it is what it is, right? But in order for you make that default weapon yours, your signature, your trademark, how will you improvise or improve? What type of attachments, or if it's attachments from common or non-common and different type of rarities, but you're looking for a certain one, like in I have to bring it up, Borderlands, attachment from armor or a weapon. Rarity sometimes doesn't mean shit, but it also, the firepower can mean something to an extent, or the ability that you're looking for, because sometimes there are certain abilities from different rarities means more. And you could, let's say, the Shadow Strike for an example. What if you like this Shadow Strike, but you could re-roll or find a Shadow Strike that suppressor that is way better and gives you just a lot of possibility, you know, a lot of positive, no negative, because as you see here, there's just one positive is undetectable by radar. But what if it has another mods or perks that makes it better? It could decrease certain things or decrease or increase the Shadow Strike suppressor and make it better. If you could, for like in any like division, there's multiple of the same weapons, but you could find, you could roll it to get a better perk, or you could farm it, grind for it till you find that certain one. It's like as well in Borderlands, till you find a certain one that fitting for you on what type of build that you're in or looking for, that, you know, step up your game. And it's not like taxing and overwhelming for other players, even though the grinding and the farming might be, but the rewards in the end of the day would be a chef kiss. That's what NGS and PSO2 is missing, because they need to find that reward, a goal for players, but it doesn't go to an extent, even though these games I have mentioned is pretty casual. You could, even in COD, it's casual enough, but you could decide to be competitive and to be pretty much hardcore player or a pro player, or this new trend that is going on, min-maxing. you could do that, but it depends on the player and how you perform and what your goal is, what you're trying to do, and what's your end game, I should say. So, like this one, the master suppressor, whatever, that first, I cannot say it for some reason. I'm not gonna try it, but master suppressor. What if I could find a certain attachment that has less cons and more pros? So, will it make my weapon better? Or how can I balance, like in a Xenoverse 2 or Xenoverse 1, there is gear that you have and you could use mix and match and unbalance certain things, or balance, or make a glass cannon character. With that being said, because pros and cons, even though it says aim down, sight speed, and sprint fire rate, you could erase that and make it to, instead of a con, to a positive, depending what your modifier or your attachments of this weapon. So let's say I want to put this master suppressor. Okay, can NGS do something like this? Yes and no. No, because the attachments is mods. I mean, not mods. Augments. And once you put it on, it stays on forever, that's the con of it. But what if you could, let me erase this. In COD, Modern Warfare 3, you could detach and attach your augments or your attachments. So, see, simple as that. And NGS, you can't do that on your weapon or your gear. Because on your gear, if I want to change my gear and the attachments of it, I can. Simple, easy, lemon squeezy. It's like your gear is pretty much your clothes and what you attach on it. And your weapon, once you head out to, the field, you have to stick with it till you come back and, get your weapon work done. So, as well, I said I want to put this conversion kit. See, it's kind of like an upgrade. You cannot do that in NGS or PSO2, upgrading your weapon. You could limit break. You could give it a potential, increase your potential. So pretty much modification. You could increase it, but you could also decrease it. You have to be careful. I'm sorry about that. You have to be careful what type of augments you put on, because it could hurt your build. Then you have to get more meseta, and here is pretty much cash or points. And NGS or PSO2, it's cash or points, currency, game currency. So you have to be careful, and it takes a lot of currency, game currency, to build a decent weapon, or very good weapon. If not, if you don't know what you're doing, you're pretty much hoping for the best. But yeah, so I do want a scope, and I just found out yesterday I could put the ones that I use the most as favorites. So I would like to have or add this. Let's see if you can see here. This will decrease of handling. This one not as much. I will take this. I want to try it as is right now with 3 attachments, and let's see where it takes me. Okay, so I get the like a tint green but blue in the same time, like an aqua green color. And also, see, I could convert it. Oops. I'm shooting the crotch, not the head. The stabilization is not bad. It's pretty darn good. It's not going up as much. What I like is the recoil's not bad. It's pretty good. And if it goes slightly up, I have to go down, depending how far there is the opponent. If it's close, hardly noticeable of the recoil. And mid-range, you could kind of see that I just went slightly going across down. So let's try again. And it works on my favor, depending what you're using. If you're using PC or console, so it would be slightly easier for you depending how new is your controller, or how well you take care of your keyboard and mouse. So it's not bad. The control, it's pretty solid. Just when you go up to the farther range, you might have a slightly difficulty because of the sway, slightly. But if you know how to use a weapon really good, even when it's swaying, it doesn't do much for you. Other than, hard to get that rad point and get it in less than a couple shots in. And pretty much, I'm not even a marksman, okay? I'm not in the military that knows this type of trick of the swaying motion, where you need to aim it and where you need to, kind of give up and start again. But I don't know if the military has that type of motto, but you have to know what you're doing, get control of your weapon, and figure it out and shoot. Same goes with this. If I did a worse job, make sure the first one counts. There you go. Easy peasy. I learned it from, documentary and videos. People as shooting. I rarely use the breathing to hold still and shoot. I don't do that because I get antsy, and it's like kind of waste of time of holding your breath and then take a shot. For me, is find the center. There you go. Boom, headshot. Another headshot. And Another headshot. It was slightly towards the left eye, a little above. But yeah. There we go. But if I want to practice, quick scoping. So quick scoping, I'd probably do something like this. And depending on the person I'm fighting with, boom. Damn, missed. There we go. Both of them between the eyes. And I don't hold my breath. Cause see, holding your breath sways depending how long you hold it. Cause for me, if I have to hold my breath for a farther distance, depending on the person, right? There you go. Even when it sways, I've learned it from Rainbow Six Vegas 2. My friend taught me how to shoot a sniper. And the Raging Bull, I remember. Pistols and snipers, we always played together with a group of friends. But yeah. And as you could see, the modification of this weapon so far, range is positive, accuracy positive, coil positive. Other than that, fire rate slightly in the negative, and mobility slightly in the negative, handling slightly in the negative. So, what does that mean? Nothing for me, because I don't really care. But for me, I would like to see everything in the green. Then I'm okay. But even though sometimes everything that's in the green may not be the best move. Well, sometimes it is, depending on you. So how can I make it go away? Well, I have a couple options. I could use the edge, hand stop, the hand stop, 98, Dr. 6, hand stop. If I use this attachment, pretty much takes me out of the red and I'm in 0. And the accuracy would be okay. So what else can I use to make it, chef's kiss? So you look, you shop around, and hope for the best. But I did heard that this one, even though handling decrease, this is really good for improving accuracy and recoil, so you have a better stabilization on your weapon. So far, still, recoil's good, accuracy, range, chef kiss. Mobility and handling, it's but it's not bad. Out of almost every weapon that I have, it's either, it sways, and this is like close to 0 cons. Well, let's take a look. Oops. How does it handle? Damn. I kind of slightly, it's because of my joystick. Barely anything. And I have 19 bullets left. that is not bad. Even though uh, it barely sways. But it's still swayed due to, the distance. As we go here, not bad. Not bad. Still, you're still inside the body. Here's you're slightly out, which is, fine. This is where the farther you are, the harder is to hit perfectly. But let me just waste that and take them out. Fresh bullets and fresh dummy. So in a way, it's really good. Just that you have to control your output. Maybe you don't want that. Maybe you just want to be more safe than sorry. So maybe this. And what do you know? All in green. And just slightly on the fire rate, which, it's not a big deal. You could fix that, I believe, depending on the attachments. Can I? Not on bullets. How about magazine? And that's another exception. You could reduce it, but I don't think you'd want to reduce too much of the... I think 30 rounds would be, good enough. This one, you could probably hit 2 or 1 target depending how far it is, and you need another, magazine. Yeah, this is very tough. Lasers. I could do something like this and get rid of, change the under barrel and get some type of fire rate if there is. So far, only damage. Huh. Let's go back to this. So mobility. Wow. Okay, so mobility and fire rate. How about... Yeah, I'm just testing something here. So there's very limited on what you could do. but as for the sake of argument, for not taking so long, let's leave it as this. And it's not bad. It's really not bad. Because there's slightly, you know, a nail finger on the fire rate and mobility. Mobility will be pretty much a thumbnail if you're trying to put it, and your pinky on the fire rate. It's very slim. You hardly notice from here, from a few feet away. So I could get 3 shots in. That's, you know, an improvement of the weapon. Imagine you could do something like this and NGS and PSO2, changing the basic or default weapon into something special that has your signature and gives you a role on what you're trying to perform, and players will be more happier that way in that type of game. In Modern Warfare, they have to keep doing what they're doing on attachments, but slightly improve it, give players some more options of, like, the conversion kit a little bit more. And maybe, you know, like in Call of Duty days, and Black Ops, on customization on your camo of different skins on your weapon, you should be able to have it on your gear, I should say. And like, these are fine, the unlocking achievements, because it's not doable, it's doable. You know, it's fair. It's just that, you know, depending what you play, you know, these, I think, cross the board wise, from multiplayer, zombies, and prestiging, it should be one solid thing. You could get these camos in multiplayer, or you have a choice either to play it in zombies or play in multiplayer, depending on how you feel or the time that what is your interest. Because sometimes in multiplayer you're like, I don't want to get, I like these but I don't want to get them, can I just do it in zombies, or vice versa. And prestiging should be, each time that you prestige, once you reach a prestige and a certain limit, you should be able to lock these type of camos. It should be released in all weapons, not just the weapon you prestiged or unlocked it, but you could use it in different weapons. Because I would like to, I already have this camo and this one, and where is it? This one. This Stinger. I'm close to get to unlock in the Prestige 2 for this one. But it would be nice that's not classified for one weapon, or if it is, they're gonna put it in for one weapon, it should be for that class. So this class is handguns. So if I unlocked it on this type of weapon, it should be unlocked for all handguns. Or if I unlock for, let's say, grenade launcher, if they have a camo, it should be unlocked for all of it, you know. And same thing with melee. And you get the gist from here. So that's my advice on Activision on that certain subject, and hopefully Sega and Activision can learn from this and improve their games. I'm not going to go to more detail on COD and their games. I can't say that let's say zombies, for an example. You should be able to pick the classic kind of zombies, or you know, whatever zombie, the alien type deal from, I believe, Ghost Recon. And these are kind of like alien-y, zombie hybrid. And oops, sorry about that. I don't know how to. Sorry about that. I didn't know how to back out on that. But you know, how they have this open world, kind of like co-op type of thing. It's different. Do I enjoy it? If you're playing it by yourself, soloing it, it gets boring. So for my tip for Activision, you need to improve that for, like, if someone just likes to play by themselves, right? Just don't want to get no issues with anyone or bickering, or you know, the toxicity level. You should be able to play with yourself, but have some, you know, refresh type of thing. If you're gonna do like an open world thing, make it more better, kind of like a campaign, but also slightly of a story driven, if it's this open world thing, that it's not too taxing. And oh, speaking of that, you should be able to have a checkpoint. So if you're playing with friends or with random players or just by yourself, there should be checkpoints that will save your data, and you could come in and out whenever you feel like it. Since you're trying to use this as an open world, people like zombies, it should have a new fresh air, new coat of paint, as if you will, and have different stations or camps that you could improve your weapons, upgrade your weapons, change the modifiers if there is, your ability of your weapon since it's zombies, packer punch it, things like that. Something more, that you could do it on your own, but also you could do it with anybody else, co-op wise, or maybe PvP in it. Kind of like if you see Division, how they did their PvP, something around those lines, but not to the point that people could jack your loot, because that would be another awful place that people just don't want to go there. That's all I'm saying. NGS, they just need to work on the basics. They need to work on the basics. They need to work on the primary features and key components, like a player shop, a salon, enhancing your equipment, have a better set of mentality of it. And like I said previous, you need your farmer, your buyer, your seller, and your trader. And the player has to be involved if they feel like trading or buying from you. Kind of like in Borderlands. They did that well. You guys can too. So other than that, I'll leave it as this and as is. So any further questions, put it in the comments and I'll try to figure out something and explain it in detail or make another video of it. Well, see you next time. Peace out. And I'm almost close to 30. Yeah, I want to get that Zeus. See ya.